great picture.
He's like, oh, it's going to be a week. Well, not really. I said, we're still going to be able to meet with the senators. And I said, then I know
How's
it's
your
a
foot?
good week. And then,
How's your
Chris
foot?
Welch, even though
Good. Yeah, it made it. Yeah, it's doing well.
not in, Chris Welch went to
What's up, Commissioner?
to us.
Good. How are you?
Senate Chair. I
Yeah,
run for
we got your mailer.
they put together meetings.
I haven't looked 10 years
Looks
under
good.
for 20 years.
I haven't seen one of your signs.
How's Jan doing?
Oh, okay. That's why I haven't seen.
Good evening. We call the Schaumburg Village Board meeting to order for Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. First thing I'd like to ask, if you have any cell phones or any electronic devices that make noise, if you'd please silence those so we can have a quiet meeting. First order is the roll call. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee LaRosa.
Present.
Trustee Bishki.
Present.
Trustee Madej.
Present.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Clare.
President.
Trustee Patel.
Present.
President Daley.
Present, all present and accounted for. I'd like to ask Trustee Jamie Clark to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everyone rise, please. I pledge allegiance.
Thank you. I'm going to deviate from the agenda just a little bit to mention that this is actually our second meeting in here. I'll call it second historic meeting in here. Village board meetings have always been held over in the Village Hall in the Atcher Building, in the Russ Parker Hall. And so this is the second time and last time. So next meeting, we will be in the temporary building, which is at 1000 Woodfield. And there's a room set up there. And I will say that staff has done an absolutely phenomenal job of moving us, getting us over there, getting everyone, staff set up, the boardroom set up. And so there's a big, big thank you that comes not just from myself, but the entire board here and all that you were able to do. I have personally moved, people that I've talked to know that I've personally moved 2 businesses over my lifetime, and I know the work that it takes to do that. So getting everything done, signs on doors, the wiring done, walls up, the security set up, all of that, everything working. And in some cases, we want some things not to work. So we only occupy the 1st and the 4th floor. The building's way too much for what we need, but staff, again, has just done an absolutely phenomenal job. Brian, to you for coordinating all, or, for being the head of this and making sure that everybody's kind of working this and getting it all coordinated. I certainly appreciate it, and I'm sure the rest of the board can speak for themselves, but it's been great to get in there. They set up my office, and I'm like, hey, I like this. So everything's been done well. I was able to get in, and again, just thank you very much for it. And anyone else any comments from anybody else? Yes.
Yeah, I was over there, some of us have been there already. I was over there a week on Monday, which is right after they moved in. And even the flagpole was moved over there. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I found my way around, like Mayor says, everything was all marked. Really, I was just talking to Mike Hall from EPW and Peter from IT, all the staff did an unbelievable job. And including the staff that had to move all pack everything up and everything else. It was amazing.
I want to make sure I took care of that first of all.
Yeah, I mean, I
Go ahead.
agree. It's awesome, and it's very quiet over there.
Yeah, it's true. Yep.
I haven't been there yet.
And they even
Yeah,
moved the
but-
pond over there.
Well, there's a pond, all right.
Get your steps in.
Yes, yeah, that's, matter of fact, who was it? Lisa, we were talking about steps. Where are you, Lisa? There you are, right there, talking about steps, so. Okay, then we're gonna go back to the agenda. Thank you for allowing me to deviate there. We have the approval of minutes for March 11th, 2025. Look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. The approval of expenditures for $4,394,191.40.
Move to approve the expenditures as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the expenditures as presented. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee LaRosa.
Aye.
Trustee Bishki.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Clare.
Aye.
Trustee Patel.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Now we have presentations, and there is 2 20-year service awards, and I am going to deviate again a little bit here and do ladies first. So, we have a 20-year service award for Marissa Krawick, Transportation Department, Transportation Program Manager. And if I'm going to ask her to come up here, and I'm going to read this for a minute. So this is a certificate of appreciation to presented to Marissa Krawick for 20 years dedicated service, Village of Schaumburg. Grateful appreciation for the village president, village trustees, village clerk, and the staff of the Village of Schaumburg. So, thank you very much. All right, now we have fire department. Yeah, this is for fire captain, paramedic. You guys are all paramedics, aren't you? No? Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Thought maybe you all were, but not. All right. So fire captain Scott Sternum, and this is also 20 years of dedicated service to the Village of Schaumburg. Grateful appreciation for the village president, village trustees, village clerk, and the staff of the Village of Schaumburg. Now, you're not retiring on us, right? No, you just hit that 20-year mark, that's all, okay. All right, so, okay, all right, let's get that picture in. Oh, okay, next item is liquor license requests. We have a request from Mr. Marco Rodriguez and Mrs. Lucy Valdez for 1 Class A liquor license for Hacienda Calavera, if I pronounce that correctly. Okay, located at 425 South Roselle Road. It's a new business. And is this the old Lalo's?
This is, Mr. Mayor.
Ah, okay.
Good evening,
great.
Mr. Mayor and trustees.
Okay. So, just give us an idea of what you're doing there.
Absolutely. So we're doing a new take on Mexican cuisine. So it'd be like a Mexican restaurant with a bar area that's more of a low speakeasy vibe that's going on with a lot of the West Loop restaurants and bars that are going on in the city.
Okay. This menu will consist of, I assume, some typical Mexican fares, or anything special or different you've got going on?
So we blend a little bit of the traditional Mexican food and contemporary American food. So we'll have a little bit of blend of both. It's not going to be like Lalo's, unfortunately. We're not going to have enchiladas and things like that traditional fare, but we'll still have staples like guacamole and tacos and molcajetes, and also we'll bring in some vibrant drinks like margaritas and cantaritos and things like that.
Okay, sounds good. And you're remodeling the place, I assume, at this point. It's been closed for a number of months.
Correct. We've already had the occupancy permit, so we've gone through the remodeling process. We've had our inspections. I've worked with Magdalena in your office, so we've gone through fingerprints, and now we're here in front of the board.
Okay.
Question?
Question?
What's the estimated opening date?
We were hoping for a soft opening the first week of April, but we're waiting on our fingerprints to come back.
Because you were the subject of conversation in everything Schaumburg about when you were opening. And I just wanted to ask, so,
So we'll be open for sure by Easter, hopefully.
okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Other questions?
Yes, yeah. So we partner, Lucy is my partner here, and we own the restaurant in Cicero as well.
In there, it's very awesome.
It's a unique take. I mean, it's not traditional in the sense, but it's very beautiful. I guarantee that you'll be blown away with the decor that we've chosen.
Okay. Other,
Yes, sir.
Are you going to still have the outside seating area?
We are. So we're actually just washing it this morning. So we're gonna have the outdoor patio going, hopefully for Easter. Hopefully we have good weather. We'll have it at opening.
okay. Any other questions, comments? No. Okay. You will need to go to the temporary building we're in, 1000 East Woodfield,
Yes, sir.
and go to the mayor's office, liquor commissioner's office, which is on the 4th floor.
Okay.
So come into the building, go up to the 4th floor. You can go right up there. on the elevator. And then, once in the lobby area, you'll need to then get a hold of Magdalena in the Liquor Commissioner's office and be able to go through any additional paperwork and stuff and payment. As you point out, the fingerprinting and the whole bit that needs to occur and all that. And then once all that's completed, then a license will be issued, hopefully all in time.
Hopefully, is it around the new pond or behind the new pond? Where is the building exactly? No, I'm just kidding. Not a problem.
Big
Okay,
white building.
yes, all right, sounds good. So
All right,
thank you very much.
Mayor.
Okay,
Thank you, trustees.
all right,
Very excited, so thank you for your time.
sure, thank you. All right, next item is a request from Mr. Bravik-Dani. Is he here? There he is. For one Class C liquor license for Holiday Inn Express and Suites located at 40 North Martingale Road. Sorry, but I really don't think it's an issue, but, okay. How you doing this evening?
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, trustees.
Good. All right, so you've been open for a while now, and you're looking to add a Class E liquor license, which would allow beverages within the hotel property in the form of packaged goods, mainly in the single drink type categories.
Yes, sir. In the lobby gift shop.
Yes. Okay. All right. Other, that's all you're planning for, though, just to add that piece.
Yes, Mayor, trustees. Hopefully a convenience factor for our guest.
Okay.
Something we could offer in one of the coolers in the lobby gift shop.
Okay. Questions?
I do. I have some concerns. So you have the lobby gift shop, but you don't have a restaurant or any food that's available other than what's in the gift shop. Is that true?
That's true, trustee. We have some snack-type foods in the gift shop, but nothing like a restaurant, per se.
Will there be a dedicated area in the hotel where they can take the beverages that they buy and drink, or will they just be able to roam the property?
Well, trustee, we built the property with a very expansive patio. We also have a large lobby lounge area where breakfast is served in the mornings. What we've been observing is that guests check in the evenings or afternoons, and they congregate, they spend time with their family, their friends, their colleagues in these areas. So we kind of envision this might be a good place to have a glass of wine or open a beer and enjoy with their colleagues or family.
But it's not just a single area, it's around the property?
That's correct, trustee.
So, my concern with this is there's a couple. First, a Class E liquor license is for sale of packaged liquor for consumption off the premises, not on the premises. In this case, you're selling it for sale on the premises. The other concern that I have is there's really no, I want to say, for lack of a better term, supervision on the consumer, whether they buy a bottle of wine or 2 bottles of wine or a 6-pack of beer, and they're walking around, they go to the pool area, they go to the lobby area. It almost makes the whole common area a lounge, and I don't like that.
I respect your concern, trustees.
If they were buying it to take it to their room and drink it, in their private room, but to have it to where you're almost making it like you want to have liquor service, but not liquor service. If there were a dedicated area, like the lounge area where they do breakfast, if that's where it was going to be, or if you were going to do a happy hour or something, I would be more in favor of allowing that sort of thing. But I don't know that that's a good idea from my perspective.
It's single units that you're selling, right? So it's not 6-packs or anything of that, 6-pack of beer or anything like that. It's just single cans or however that gets sold.
That's correct, Mayor.
Yeah.
We have 2 partners in mind. We've met them through the Schaumburg Business Association. One is Pollyanna's Brewery that makes a single can It's a craft beer from our local area, so we think we'd like to have their product. We also have met with winery. It's in Roselle, Linford's Winery, that makes a smaller bottle of wine, and we'd like to work with them to feature some of their products. I think trustee has some valid concerns, and it's not to limit. I think they are more than welcome. We have a lot of corporate guests that land at O'Hare, get in on late flights, they get to the hotel, they might check in, they might just buy a small bottle of wine, go to their room, have a glass, and go to bed. But without a doubt, our hope and vision is that we've got such a beautiful lobby, we don't want to say no to them to enjoy in those areas as well.
My concern is I just don't want, I don't think it's appropriate to be just in the lobby with individual supervision. That's my concern.
Okay. Other questions, comments?
I have a question.
Yeah, I think that being a hotel, pretty much almost every client or customer is going to be staying there. Unless they have friends, they're visiting with them and stuff like that. But I would say it's a little different circumstances compared to another place where people would be coming and buying a bottle and leaving the premise, So I don't see a problem with it unless we get some complaints, of course,
Of course, have best practices in place. Safety and good behavior is a top priority for the hotel as well.
I have one question.
Yes.
What's the reason that you wouldn't apply for a Class A liquor license?
Not a full
Has to
restaurant.
be a restaurant, okay.
Yeah. So this, good question, Albert. This Class C was designed for this particular purpose so that places such as a hotel, or I know we also had another location, an office actually, that's got a convenience-type store, if you want to call it that, deli inside the building, and they wanted to be able to offer single cans of beer and wine. And that was the idea behind this, developing a Class E, so that someone could have that maybe after work, a couple of people, they could go down onto the first floor, they could have a beer and sit and talk after work or something like that before they went home, so. Okay, but it's well noted, take under advisement. Anyone else? Okay, so same comments. You know that you'll need to fill out whatever necessary paperwork in the Liquor Commissioner's office, in the new building or in the temporary building at 1000 East Woodfield. It's on the 4th floor. And once that's done, along with any payment and background check that's done, then the license will be issued. Okay?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank
All
you,
right,
trustees.
thank you. Okay. Next item is the consent agenda. It will be read in its entirety. Voted on as one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 1, correspondence. A, the motion would be to approve the request from Spring Valley Concert Band to hold a raffle on April 9th, 2025 at L. Larson Prairie Center for the Arts located at 201 Schaumburg Court, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. B, the motion would be to approve the request from District 54 Education Foundation to hold a raffle on June 9th, 2025 at Schaumburg Golf Club located at 401 North Roselle Road. 2, proclamations. A, National Community Development Week, April 2025. B, Fair Housing Month, April 2025. C, National Landscape Architecture Month, April 2025. D, National Public Works Week, May 2025. 3, Engineering and Public Works Committee. The motion would be to authorize the village president and village clerk to execute an intergovernmental agreement for the Sidewalk Gap Program, Algonquin Road, College Drive to Palatine Trail Project with the Palatine Park District and approve the required resolution. B, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for the Meacham Road and Algonquin Road intersection improvements, NICOR relocation in the amount of $390,000 and approve the required resolution. C, the motion would be to approve a contract renewal for the fiscal year 25-26 annual street improvement program, contract number 1, phase 2 and phase 3, professional engineering with Engineering Enterprises, Inc. of Sugar Grove, Illinois, in the amount of $513,068.48 and approve the required resolution. D, the motion would be to approve a contract renewal for fiscal year 25-26 annual street improvement program, contract number 2, phase 2 and phase 3, professional engineering with Chastain and Associates, LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, in the amount of $563,084.44 and approve the required resolution. E, the motion would be to approve the fiscal year 25-26 vehicle replacement plan in the amount of $1,902,427. F, the motion would be to approve the utilization of Illinois state pricing for the purchase of fleet tires with commercial tire service of Melrose Park, Illinois, for a 5-year term, fiscal year 25-26, fiscal year 26-27, fiscal year 27-28, fiscal year 28-29, fiscal year 29-30, not to exceed the approved budget. G, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and award the purchase of vehicle parts with Trans-Chicago Truck Group of Elmhurst, Illinois, for an additional $40,000, increasing the allowable spend up to $170,000 in fiscal year 24-25. H, the motion would be to authorize the village president and village clerk to execute an intergovernmental agreement for participation in the Illinois Public Works Mutual Aid Network, IPWMAN, and approve the required resolution. I, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute an agreement for the L. Larson Prairie Center for the Arts lobby expansion with Williams Architects of Itasca, Illinois, in the amount of $138,000. 4, finance, legal, administrative, and general government. A, the motion would be to approve the Finance Department monthly report for February 2025. B, the motion would be to delay the implementation of a municipal push tax on plays of video gaming terminals effective May 1st, 2026. C, the motion would be to approve a contract for auditing services with Lauterbach and Amann LLP of Naperville, Illinois, for fiscal years ending April 30th, 2025 through 2027, with 2 optional years of April 30th, 2028 and 2029. D, the motion would be to approve a resolution approving the adjusted non-union pay ranges effective May 1st, 2025. E, the motion would be to approve additional expenditures for 90 North Parking Garage construction with W.A. Randolph, Inc. of Gurnee, Illinois, in the amount of $631,656.68. F, the motion would be to approve the TIF RDA and authorize village manager and village clerk to execute the TIF RDA and approve the required resolution. 5, Plan Commission. The motion would be to approve a preliminary and plat subdivision rezoning from B1 Limited Office to R7 Single Family for Rodenberg Estates, southeast and southwest corner of Rodenberg Road and Wise Road. 6, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a preliminary and final plat of re-subdivision and parking setback variations for streets of Woodfield, 601 North Martingale Road. B, the motion would be to approve a special use for a veterinary service facility, Animal Hospital Veterinary Clinic for Veterinary Diagnostic Centers, 1365 Wiley Road, Unit 155. 7, resolutions. The motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-015, authorizing the village president and village clerk to execute an intergovernmental agreement for the Sidewalk Gap Program, Algonquin Road, College Drive to Palatine Trail Project with the Palatine Park District. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-016, authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement to reimburse NICOR Gas for relocation of their gas main along the south side of Algonquin Road. C, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-017, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute a contract renewal for the fiscal year 25-26 Annual Street Improvement Program, Contract Number 1, Phase 2 and Phase 3 Professional Engineering with Engineering Enterprises, Inc. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-018, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute a contract renewal for fiscal year 25-26 Annual Street Improvement Program, Contract Number 2, Phase 2 and Phase 3, Professional Engineering with Chastain and Associates, LLC. E, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-019, authorizing the village president and village clerk to execute an intergovernmental agreement for participation in the Illinois Public Works Mutual Aid Network Agreement, IPWMAN. F, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-020, authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement for the design of the L. Larson Prairie Center for the Arts lobby expansion with Williams Architects. G, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-021, setting forth the official pay plan for non-union employees of the Village of Schaumburg for fiscal year 25-26. H, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-25-022, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute a TIF redevelopment agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and Tough Partners, LLC, and DST Veridian, LLC, and DST Commercial, LLC, and DST Retail, LLC. Number 8, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-033, granting a preliminary and final plat of re-subdivision and parking setback variation for Streets of Woodfield, 601 North Martingale Road. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-034, granting a special use for a veterinary service facility, Animal Hospital Veterinary Clinic for Veterinary Diagnostic Centers, 1365 Wiley Road, Unit 155. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 25-035, granting a preliminary and final plat of subdivision, rezoning from B1 Limited Office to R7 Single Family for Rodenberg Estates, southeast and southwest corner of Rodenberg Road and Wise Road. This concludes the consent agenda.
Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
Motion to approve as
Second.
presented.
Motion and a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee LaRosa?
Aye.
Trustee Bischke?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Claire?
Aye.
Trustee Patel?
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Thank you. Committee reports, we have none listed for this evening. Comments from the public is an opportunity to come before the village board, speak about items or an issue that might be pertinent towards the Village of Schaumburg. We ask that you keep your comments to no more than 3 minutes, and please hold forth. Good evening, Bobby.
Hi, I'm Bobby Sloan, 736 Fennel Court. In approximately 2019, I had correspondence with Brian Townsend regarding handicap parking availability at the Renaissance. I was at the Renaissance 2 weekends ago to go to the home show. I circled the parking lot, what's left of it, 3 times and left. They still have the same 6 handicap spots, and that's it. And then there's another like 3 in front of the hotel. That's all. So, and you can't get to the back anymore because it's blocked off. So I don't even know if there is parking behind the hotel anymore. But it's a nasty situation if you're handicapped because you have to walk across, what's the street? Not Thoreau, I don't know, whatever it is that goes west. And you have to walk across a 4-lane street, and then you have to walk across some grass to get to the parking lot, and then you have to go find a spot. So it's pretty annoying. I mean, and people who are not handicapped don't get it. But I would like to see you designate more handicap spots there. And I think that the other problem is that there were 2 major conventions simultaneously. So it made it worse.
Okay.
And then Last weekend, I went to Embassy Suites, which is sort of on the property, but they had spots left because it's too far to walk from there, and it was also raining. But I don't know what the answer is, because it's gonna be a long time before that garage is finished, I would
Right.
say, right?
Well, certainly we'll take another look at it just to check and see where they're at, how many there is, et cetera, and all that. You know, the reality is, there will never be enough handicap spots. I mean, there's just too many people that have placards now, and just will never be enough spots. But we can certainly take a look and see if there's a need for more at that particular location.
And Brian had said at that point that there's enough in the front per
Yeah.
recommendations or whatever, and on the side, but.
Well, there's certain
some-
state codes we need to follow, and
Yeah.
that's designated as to how many there should be per the location. And so that's one of the things, we'll verify that that's there, that we still are meeting state code, but that logically it makes sense for what we have. And if we need to increase it, then we'll look at that.
Okay.
So,
Did we lose any spots during the construction here?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nothing not handicapped.
No? Okay.
Is there still parking behind? I don't even know how you get there anymore.
There is still parking availability. It's mostly for employees and construction workers,
So you
at
lose.
least during the week.
So there's one other solution I have, and that is to go to Streets of Woodfield, take the trolley.
Okay.
You know, which could it'd probably be quicker than trying to park. and
Sure.
get in there.
Okay,
So that's all, thank you.
all right, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, moving on, council report,
No report, thank you.
okay. President's report. I have none for this evening. I know, just checking. Manager's report,
I have no report.
none for this evening. Okay, new business, we have none listed, unfinished business, none listed. Trustee comments and mentions. Anything else for the good of the order this evening? No, okay, then I look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you very much. Okay.